Okie doke. Previously in the GodBreaking, we visited Deimos, who had an encounter with Euphemia on the moon, which involved him paying compliments to her and taking a moon rock dildo up the ass, and also making her a promise to save her goddess Elistray. We explored. We went to Solaria, and we caught up with Befinzor, which is pretty cool, I thought, and talked to Bahamut. Befinzor. Did I show you which picture? I showed you this picture of Bahamut last time, didn't I? Right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was the angry Bahamut. This is the picture I wanted to use. I like this one better.
So Bahamut isn't badass anymore.
Shit, he grew more heads.
When did he have these many heads?
Pimp.
That
is so pimp.
That's like a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon right there.
Yeah, Blue Eyes White Dragon.
That is a Platinum Hydra, dude.
Maybe this isn't Bahamut.
I didn't think he had that many heads. No, that's Befinzor.
No, I like that. That you'll have to send me.
That's Befinzor.
I like that one. That is a badass.
I showed you this one. Maybe we'll just stick with that one for Bahamut. Anyway.
It's cool. Yeah, I like it.
No,
okay.
Well,
you guys.
The only thing is he's not really platinum looking.
Yeah, you guys talked to Bahamut, and you learned. Let's see, and through Befinzor, you learned a few things. You learned that time is growing short, as Modius is growing close to accomplishing his goal of basically conquering all of Mount Celestia, and that you will have to seek out Malchior. He was the former scion of Chaos in the epoch before this one. He was the one who was responsible for the killing of all the dragons, and he is still alive somewhere in this land. And Befinzor was able to narrow it down for you that he is within Paradisio. You talked to Bahamut. You learned that he's building his army, but he's looking for commanders. He wants to grow them, to train them up, and to test them to see who's worthy of leading his massive army. And he is building a massive army to launch an assault on the skies on the next few realms up. So just looking at the map here, you guys have what did Deimos link? That's Trogdor. You remember Trogdor, right?
I'm trying to remember Trogdor.
He was the butt that Deimos climbed up, right, to get back from the fairyland.
Yeah. That's Trogdor. He's the dragon from Gondolandia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys went into his mouth in order to escape that realm. Anyway, let's see here.
Renly, you were supposed to wait till we were off this plane to tell Deimos about that. Yeah.
Aren't we already off? Or didn't Tempest already leave?
No, we
haven't
haven't
left.
You guys are waiting to get some items.
So then, so he's looking for volunteers, for commanders to lead his army. He asked for Tempest to join, and to try to basically to try out for the job. There are a couple other candidates that he is seeking out, and I think that's it. Oh yeah. Anyway, so looking at the map, you guys have cleared up through Shehakim, right? You guys have basically taken care of all that lower chunk. We know that the fighting is the most fierce within Paradisio, right? Although if Asmodeus is growing close to Coroneus, then it's probably safe to assume that the fighting has also begun to leak up into there. And the remaining gods are mounting a valiant defense. And you guys know that the only greater god left is Lathander. So him and whatever divine forces are left are defending Coroneus. Okay, Nirvana is the primary staging ground. It's where all the reserves are pouring into, all the resources are flowing in, that the demons are using to pump them into Paradisio. Okay, you guys have to make it through Arcaydia to get up to Nirvana. And again, Paradisio is the place where Melchior is. All right. So
Easy peasy.
Arcaydia should be pretty easy since we already killed the dick that was running that place.
So Bahamut is building his army. His army is all a ground army. They're useless in Arcaydia. But once you guys hit Nirvana, he wants you to take Nirvana, right? And he can start using it as a staging ground. If you can interrupt the demon strongholds and resource and supply lines in Nirvana, he can start sending his army up to Nirvana, take it, and then swarm and just like power into Paradisio from there. That's what he wants to do. So Bahamut's army, he's also recruiting from, and their all his smiths and the Mojin are working to equip and build an army out of all the people that you've sent down to Elysium also. So all the different races down there, the mermaids, the Arcanites from Shehakim, the the Amazonians, all the people, all the refugees that are there. They're all training and learning how to fight. Okay, so any way that in the future, any ways that you guys want to bolster this army to lead this invasion up the mountain, you guys are welcome to start brainstorming in that way also. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
So that's where we left it off. You guys can, whenever you want, ascend the mountain up to through Shehakim, because Mistra will open the portal up to you to get into Arcaydia. Is there anything else you wanted to do here on Solaria, though?
I do want to check and see if there are any options for fast travel. Like, what are the normal options when transporting armies across, Mount Celestia? What's the normal route? Because
we already saw it last session, remember? Because when the portals are open, you don't actually have to transverse the land across Lunaria. You can just go instantly to Solaris like we did from Elysium.
oh no, I mean,
It's like a non-stop
the
portal.
alternative
So
to the usual portals and our usual methods. Like, are there any fast routes alternative beyond that?
Aegis, that only works if you are in control of the portal at both ends.
Yeah.
If you're not, then you get
Right.
dumped into the plane and you gotta do it. You gotta go through it by foot.
Well, I assume that's how Bahamut would want to do it. That's why he wants us to take over Nirvana, so he can just flood his army into there. That's what I was guessing.
Like, I'm sure there were probably, like, certain sanctions at some times. When certain gods get pissed off at other gods and they're like, no, you're not coming into Arcaydia because I hate you because you didn't give me this shiny. And so they block the portal. And at that time, how do people normally navigate when they're like, oh, I can't access the portal because he's pissed off at me? So what are the alternative options God generally took?
The slow way.
Beyond walking. Like, did they
Walking.
have certain chariots or certain devices or certain, like, networks that they used?
So let me see here. Who would be around to answer this question for you? Okay, let me go back real quick here.
I have a really good idea of how we can get a ton of people to fight for us.
If I know
The what?
gods, I know that they can be very petty. So I know that they probably block portals at some point or another.
I
There's
think
this book, Renly. It's called The Mechanics of Travel by Feet. check it out.
Okay. So Renly, you're walking around trying to figure this out. You do see, like, again, this place, Solaria, has been repopulated, right? Bahamut, through the force of his mind, and this is how gods create things. They think things into existence, especially within their own realms. He has brought back a lot of his priesthood. So you remember this lady from when you were traveling his broken mindscape. All right, she's basically she's an Arcanite, an angelic being, although she's not like an actual warrior angel or anything like that. She's more of a facilitator, a communicator, a priestess. Okay. She comes up to you and she says, "The great divine dragon has judged that I should aid you. I see you have questions."
Indeed, and I feel like, generally, Bahamut's a swell guy, but I'm sure, like, he probably stepped on someone's toes or minions and squashed them at some point, accidentally, of course, and then, he got into maybe a minor tiff with someone else, and then maybe, he couldn't get to, Shahakim or Arcaydia because portals were #out of order, and I'm doing quotes. So what would be his other way of getting where he needed to be getting his minions where he needed to be, fast beyond the walking bit, which everyone keeps telling me about, and I keep like thumbing at Edith, where I'm like, So other alternatives that are pretty fast.
The little silver dragon wormling on her arm raises its wings up, right, and then hisses at you, right, and Daraka, she says, "None would dare defy the great god of power and justice. If he wills something to be open, then it opens. And none of the gods above or below would dare countermand him, for he is the greatest of gods."
So he's never been in a situation where he was perhaps busy and he told someone they needed to be somewhere and they couldn't because a portal was out of order or there were delays and they had to find a different way?
Renly, use a different god as your example.
Okay, what happens when Bahamut is pissed and doesn't want someone to come through? Has anyone found a different way to get to Solaris?
Lesser gods who displease the great god Bahamut are required to travel by more primitive means, especially within Solaria. When they enter, they must show proper obeisance as they are drawn into the foot of the mountain of Solaria, and there they must trek upwards the long sloping hill, each footstep paying homage to and realizing the greatness of our Lord Bahamut. And once they've reached the pinnacle, and apologized and shown obeisance, then Bahamut would allow them to travel more quickly. Now, some gods choose to have their servants carry them on flying vessels or on vehicles that travel more quickly over the land, and Bahamut allows this to happen. But still, they must make their way up from the bottom to the top.
Indeed. Which of these were faster than the others, like by far? Like, do you recall any that you were like, whoa, that took really little time compared to the usual method?
She pauses and she thinks a little bit. Yes. There was one god, once. Quite clever, he was. And lazy, did not like to walk. So he thinks for a second. He tricked some of the local Arcanites to transport him quickly. And since they were denizens of this world, they were not under the edicts, the limiting edicts that Bahamut had put upon this god. So they were able to bypass them.
So he built a device, or they activated a portal?
He tricked Bahamut's servants into basically being his Uber.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how did they do it?
They just walked. Like from the way it
they
sounds,
kept him.
from the way it sounds is if you piss off the god of the realm, traveling through the realm is like walking through quicksand for you, but not for his servants. And that god tricked his servants into carrying him so he could move at normal speed.
Yeah, which for creatures of that world, depending on who they are, they can move quite quickly through the world.
All right.
We've seen that with the Cloud Lady.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you guys want to get through Arcaydia, you'll have to do it, the old-fashioned way, or, as she's implying, if you find a creature indigenous to that world who can transport you quickly through it, and convince them to do so, then you can get through Arcaydia quickly.
I'm remembering Gilly at this point, who was very, very helpful that way.
Yeah.
All right.
She says, "Will there be any other questions?"
I give a 2 thumbs up, and I'm like, yo, good to go, thanks.
Thank you. Now, would you care to join me? It's time for our daily obeisances, where we all pledge our loyalty and our undying worship to the great Bahamut.
Ooh, tell me more. I join her walking over to wherever they're going. Does it involve tea after? Are there cookies?
She says, Bahamut is more partial to charred meat and, she says, the blood of his enemies, but we might be able to find something for you.
I remember seeing a demonstration at some point of blood sausages. Have you heard of those? And we walk off into the distance with Sierra Press.
Okay. So, Renly, you had asked about amplifying your spell, the airboat spell or something, or creating an airboat?
Yeah, something
Okay.
that would be a bit faster, but based off the airboat, I didn't expect him to give me a hovercraft plane or something that could traverse air or water, but something fast, just anything.
Okay. So, if you guys talk to Satellizer and Kildrak, they might be able to craft something up for you.
I will harken back to our time in Elysium with the certain sled and mention that, and then talk about a faraway myth that I recall hearing about through YouTube called Saint Nick and the Christmas Eve journey around the world. And I'm curious whether we can have something like that, because everything seems to involve slaves, so maybe something riff off of all of that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll work on that. Anyone else want to do anything? Want to find anything out? Or prepare in any way to go to the before you go to the next realm? Let's see.
Go pretty fast.
Can you hear me?
Now we can.
That's bullshit. Alright, such a brilliant plan.
But you said you fixed it.
My plan is we're gonna go back to hell, okay? And then we're going to get a bunch of blood tokens, okay? And then we're gonna turn those blood tokens into people, alright? And
then we lost you again.
Didn't he say he fixed it?
No.
Oh.
He said he's waiting on you headphones.
Oh, okay.
You need to hold on to the plug,
Maybe-
Deimos, and keep making sure it makes contact.
As you raise the wire over your head, that actually might work.
My Nebularos form can travel around 60 miles an hour. Slow ass dragon.
Yeah, it's not gonna be fast. So Arcaydia is massive. You can see it's 4 times longer than any of the other planes you've been in. So you will need some fast means of transportation.
Have they discovered the travel by the speed of light yet?
travel by the speed of light.
I mean, technically, me and Ellen can do that for a little bit of time, sort of.
Here, Renly. So you're walking around, Renly, and you turn over to see you go to the forging room, right? To ask Kildrak and Stabilizer about maybe crafting a ship for them. And it's actually quite late in the day. It's after the hours of normal forging are over. All the Modron have been sent off to go rest and recharge their batteries. All the servants have gone away, and most of the lights are off, and the forges have been cooled down, right? The fires have been extinguished. But as you're walking in there, you find you're the only one there. Except off in the corner, you see one forge still lit up, right, and one anvil being worked. Renly, so it's fairly far away. It's probably about 100 feet away, and you're short, so you can't really see over all the things around you. But you hear a couple of voices off on the other side of the room. This is within the great craftsmanship room, Renly, and you want to go in there and talk to Kildrak and Stabilizer.
Cool. I wave my stuff like yoo-hoo, and then I pull out the broom and mosey on over.
Are you flying? Is that what the broom does?
Yeah.
All right. So you zip over on the broom, and you see Kildrak and Stabilizer. They're kind of sharing a moment together. Kildrak is he's kind of like, hold on a second.
Oh, I will duck behind the table and be very, very quiet as I peek around.
So you ever see the movie Ghost? Right?
Yeah. Is it the pottery moment?
Yeah, you know where they're doing the pottery?
Yeah.
Right? Here. Right.
So is it a girl on guy ghosting moment or a guy on girl ghosting moment?
Okay. So imagine that, except they're working at an anvil, right? And they're hammering the molten metal, right?
Oh.
Now, Stabilizer is quite a bit taller than Kildrak, so of course she's the one behind, and Kildrak's the one in front. So imagine this with forging.
I'm debating whether to come back later or whether I should wait until the movement passes. They're very into it, right?
Oh yeah, they don't hear you at all.
Okay, I will brew tea and sip on it in the meantime, and wait it out.
So you're just gonna wait there?
Yeah. I have patience, but I'm also a lawyer, so I just drink my tea and watch. Also,
okay.
I angle the stone, the sending stone slightly, and just, do a very private group chat between our gang, and I'm just like, ooh, yeah, I think Euphemia might be a bitch, eh?
Yeah, I don't know why this thing needs to be a little bitch.
Did you watch that?
All right, we hear you.
All right, I'm just gonna try now.
No, I didn't. What happened?
Right. Damos had a brilliant plan there that he's been trying to say, but he's been too busy. I don't even know. He forgot how to talk for a second. We gotta go to hell, and we're gonna get a bunch of blood tokens.
Okay.
Interesting, y'all. What do you need blood tokens for?
Because the blood tokens are souls, and he wants to use them to create more army.
Aren't we going to hell later, to someone's house?
Can't hear you, Damos, if you're talking.
Yeah, there is somebody down in hell. We have to go repay a debt. We owe them a beat down.
Anyway, Gale, while you're or Renly. So you're sitting there. You're just watching, right? You're on your phone and you have the I guess the live stream setup going or whatever.
Yeah,
Right.
I've got like the sending stone up. I'm drinking my tea. I'm like, maybe I should add a bit more, keep it a bit longer next time. And I peek over. Are they done yet? No, sip tea.
No. They're very much, they're just snuggling. Satellizer takes off Killdrack's his shoulder pads, his big bulky shoulder pads, because they're kind of in her way.
It's kind of weird.
Oh God. Okay, so I am going to
Alright.
go back to the door. I am going to summon what do you call it? An earth elemental, and then sit on it, and then kind of tell us like stomp your feet really hard, like really loudly, and then make my way into the room on the earth elemental.
All right. As soon as they hear the big stomping sound, Killdrack dives underneath the table, and Satellizer is just like she kind of shakes it off, and she keeps hammering on the anvil, right? And she turns around, and she looks at you, Renly, and she goes,
Oh, hey, yeah, Renly, I didn't know you were there.
Hey,
do you want?
with Kildrak!
Kildrak? I don't know. Who's Kildrak?
You know the
I pick him up.
you pull him out from. So Deimos, you
Yes,
pull him out from under the.
Kildrak. Yes.
Why is that, half-naked dwarf here in my forge? Yeah.
That's a
It's
great
hot.
question.
Yeah, it gets hot. We get it. I glare at Demos.
Why are you looking at me like that, Renly? Yeah, she asked where Kildrak was, and
No.
I wanted to
You
game.
need to be losing some more clothes, and I are tidy whities. It is very hot in here.
Oh, I get it.
It's getting hot in here.
And then I leave. I have no idea what they were talking about.
Killdrack says, as
It's-
Deimos,
it's
are you
Renly
bringing
fucking
Deimos?
shit up again.
Deimos, are you bringing Kildrak with you, or are you putting him down? Can't hear you. I'm assuming you're putting him down.
He's saving him. He's bringing him with. He's saving Kildrak from this embarrassment, so he's bringing him with.
Oh, okay. Satellizer, as Deimos and Kildrak leave the room, Satellizer says,
Well, that was awkward.
We get it. I
How
mean,
can I-
it's hot in here. So yeah, I've seen it all. Okay. At this point, I just wanted to mention that I kind of needed Kildrak too. So let me know whenever he's ready to chat. But in the meantime, I was wondering, have we developed, generally the thought of travel at the speed of the weave or the speed of the light? As fast as the light of the weave moves.
Oh, yeah, you asked me about that earlier today, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I kind of took the liberty of drawing something up. I don't know if it's exactly what you were thinking about, but here.
And as she pulls it out, I will sidle up and be like, and do you know if Kildrak likes sending gifts? We can definitely find something and pass it along to you if you wanted to pass along to him, and just cause, you're getting along so well together. And I blink at her.
she looks at you for a second, and she says,
I don't really know him very well. He's a little bit hard to read sometimes, and it makes me not quite sure what to say or do.
Which is why a gift, from you to him will help pave the way to a stronger, bond. And I'm just blinking.
Maybe a new forging hammer?
Ooh, I make note. And I give her a thumbs up. I'm like, We'll send you a memo if we see anything interesting. And I like kind of shake the sending stone, and I'm like, keep it on you.
She pulls out. She nods a little bit hesitantly, but gratefully, and she pulls out Renly, a model, a small model. For you, it's fairly big, about the size of a football. Model ship.
Ooh.
But it's like it's got turbines on the side. It's obviously meant to fly in the sky, right?
Does it look
She
like a
says to you-
football? I turn to it. I'm like, is this the Death Star?
No, it doesn't look like a football. It actually looks like a ship, a pretty fast one, pretty sleek.
Ooh.
Right. She says,
I kind of put this together in my spare time, but before I give it to you, it needs a name.
so you have to name it something before she gives it to you.
At that point, I draw a blank, and there are like dots above my head. And then I tap the sending stone, and I'm like, guys, look, see. And then I pointed at the little ship, and I'm like, name please, name please.
So you guys see a picture of a pretty sleek airship. Not a large one, but one that can definitely carry a crew of about a dozen people. It looks fast. You guys need to name it, because the name is going to... Yeah, Deimos, all of you guys can see it.
Ellen's status goes from online to offline.
You said it's really sleek.
I text
Yeah.
Elvin, ghosting.
What color is it?
I answer back, new phone, who dis?
It's a wood ship. It's a wood ship. It's got some gold. It's got a gold like almost a prow that looks like a blade. And the sails are white, of course. Kind of looks like a pirate ship, but one that flies in the sky. Someone needs to come up with a name. We can hear you.
Alright, we need a ship name?
Yeah.
Alright, I got a good one. The SS ship.
The High Wind.
High Wind?
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you guys want? You want the SS ship or the High Wind?
What does SS ship stand for?
No, we gotta name it this. The S.
And how do you spell Highwind?
There you go. That's what you
SS.
gotta name it.
Have
What's
none of you
Stimulate?
guys played any Final Fantasy game ever?
No. I
I
haven't.
played
That's why
one.
the airships are named the High Winds.
Oh, really?
And they're all built by the same dude, too.
I have not.
I'm down with that. Highland works.
All right, High Wind. I don't. What's that one you named, Adis?
Oh, it's just Elwin's name spelled backwards.
Oh. All right. Oh, hold on. Fantasy Ground doesn't take pings. 1 second here. So, she hands you this model boat, right? And when you when you take it and you say the name of the boat, Highwind, it will summon to full size. And this boat is fast. Okay, it's far faster than any of your flying forms, or dragon forms, or anything that you guys can come up with.
Is it
Wonder-
like air-based, or is it like water-based, or earth-based? Like, is it like my purple worm? Can you do the purple worm? And then I wiggle like the purple worm?
It is 1 second here. This page I'm pulling the image from is actually being quite difficult. There we go.
hide us to be lose you?
No, I'm just trying to get this picture inside Fantasy Grounds.
You can screen cap it.
I had to. I had to screen cap it
Oh.
and put it because when I tried to save it off the website, it they had
It gave you prevention for saving.
prevention stuff.
Yep.
So I had to screen capture it. All right. One more second. There we go. Sorry, that was annoying. There we go. Okay. So that's the high wind.
Ooh.
So it's fast, right? It can. You guys get the feeling that it can travel pretty quickly. But it can't go for infinite amounts of time. It needs to be refueled or recharged, and it does that through heat energy, through heat in the ambient air, right? So the hotter the air that it's in, the faster it can charge. It can draw energy in. In cold weather, it will not be able to charge as quickly.
So what you're saying is if we set off a Moab nearby, it'll charge up real quick.
There you go. All right. So she gives you that. She thanks you for then she leans into you, Renly, and she says,
And let's not say anything to Kildrak about maybe anything you might have seen. He's pretty shy.
I'll wink.
all right.
She live streamed it to the world.
No, just to our group. Like just the four of us.
There's like 20 people in that.
No,
Like,
I
half the material
it
plane has
to
been
us,
talking
just
about
us.
it for 10 years now.
All right. Anything else you guys want to do?
We just need to pick up our fancy items you said we were gonna get.
I don't need any items.
They're not ready yet.
Yep, they're not ready yet.
That's just mean by this. You left us on a cliffhanger last section of fancy new toys.
Yeah, I forgot I did that. I forgot to put a note down. Make items group. Okay. I think that you guys wrapped up everything.
Yep.
Here, so if you're ready to go up to Arcaydia, we can do that.
Awesome.
I'm technically already up one plane.
Oh, that's right. You're up on Shehakim. So, you guys can go up. You guys make your way to the portals, and you say goodbye to the people that you know here, the Finzor, Kildrak, and Satellizer, and definitely Bahamut. You see Tempest off in the distance training and working with soldiers, and you see other people just like gathering around. He's gonna stay behind and work on this new position he wants to gather to fit into as commander of Bahamut's army.
Woo!
You guys move up to Shehakim, which is now the realm of what is. Again, this place is multicolored. It is iridescent in all its appearance. It is no longer a frozen tundra or a landscape. It is completely restored to its former glory. And you guys see some of your old friends come by. So you see you arrive and there's like kind of a council going on. Okay.
All right.
So Adis, you've been here for a day already. What did you come here to do?
Oh, I just came to chillax, recharge, get back in the habits of having a deity again, basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like the like spiritual part of it all, and see
Okay.
how things are going.
All right. So you learned something here. So the unlike the gods that you are accustomed to dealing with, and their domains, their portfolios. For example, the god of knowledge or the god of winter, that portfolio is pretty well defined, right? I mean, they're large, but they do have boundaries and limits. What you're finding now is that the realm of what is comes from a time before when deities were younger, right, and new, and their domain, there were fewer of them, and their domains were less established and less developed. So now this domain, the realm of what is kind of vague and undefined, and that's actually what they're discussing here. Mistra is trying to explore the scope of her new powers, of her new the boundaries of her new realm, and she's finding that they touch on everything, but not very strongly and specifically. So she can influence magic, for example, and the weave a little bit. She can influence, the sun and creation. She can make things. She can destroy things, all to certain degrees, but nothing very powerfully or very specifically. It's like jack of all trades kind of thing, but not to any high degree of influence. You gather that this realm is kind of the thing that undergirds is the foundation of that all the other realms sit on.
It's like the perfect job for someone trying to what would you say, like say for instance Mistra, or not Mistra, Rebecca Kelly, who's now the goddess of magic, was having some difficulty with the weave for whatever reason. Since her domain, Mistra's new domain is as such, she can lend it. She can lend an aid to almost anybody because of the scope and limit of it. But she can never harm, if you will.
Yeah. As from what you see so far. She's having trouble doing specific things. She can't manipulate the weave directly on her own, but she can interact with it. Okay. So while Adis is working there with the rest of these creatures that these beings that you guys are familiar with and others, the rest of the party arrives. Mishra comes up to you guys, and she smiles, and she says, "Back so soon?" She says, and she says, "Couldn't get enough of me, huh? Missed me?"
I don't even remember.
She looks at you angrily. She says, "I'm the girl that you tried to set up with that doofus boy."
Bitch, you.
What'd you say?
I said, Damus didn't try to set you up with him. I told you not to go out with him because he's an asshole.
She says, "Yeah, definitely an asshole. Kind of cute, though."
Yes, you definitely. So I got two questions for you.
Yeah?
Number one, you have a weird necklace on your head. How have you been keeping it up there all this time? I just don't know how it sits up there. Two, can you just let us to the next room?
She smiles. She says, "A lot of hairspray. And I think I can. I'm not sure yet. I haven't tried."
Okay, so like, let's do it.
She thinks for a second. She rubs her hands together and she focuses. Right, you can tell she's still young and pretty new at this, so it's kind of difficult for her. You see the colors start to be manipulated in the air around her. Just there's flashing from through this full spectrum of colors, all the different angles and shimmers. She's focusing hard, and she says, after a moment, she says, "I don't know what to do. I've never done anything like this before. Let me try again." And she focuses, and the colors around her splash, and they turn vibrant red and then green, right? And they go back to red, and then they sputter out. She goes, "Crapola." She looks up at you, Deimos. She says, "I don't think I can."
Oh, all right, guys. I turn around to the rest of the party, and we can't make it any higher. I think we should do what Demo said that we should do in session 3, and it's just to retire and just become farmers, cause fuck it.
You have a friend who might be able to help.
Oh,
Who?
Wait, what
where's
is
the
hold
gate
on.
at,
I
Mister?
gotta remember Deimos's.
Do you know where the
You're-
gate's
you're-
at?
Your friend, your niece, Ellen's girlfriend.
Arcaydia?
Yeah, I mean she does it for us, so she obviously knows the basic of how it works. She might be able to help.
Mistress sits there and she says, "Yeah, but I kind of told her last time that she should stay down where she is because I can take care of myself now, and I kind of don't want to ask her help, and..."
It makes perfect sense. Never ask for help. That's the most adult thing you could ever do.
That's right.
You know, Deimos.
I don't care if you're lost, if you're bleeding.
You know, Deimos, in this one rare instance, I will actually agree with you on something.
She says, "That's right. Max never asked for help from anybody. He always had an opinion. He knew the answer to everything. He told me about all these great things he did, and how amazing he was, and all the bad guys he beat.
What?
Even
Hope?
with all those
Arcaydia?
even with all those deadbeat people that traveled with him, he had to basically carry them through all these adventures."
It does sound like something he'd probably say.
I take my stick and I poke her behind her, like, not the ankle, but where the back of the knee. And I'm like, "You broke up with Max, and only guys don't ask for direction."
Yeah, she totally broke up with me. Don't worry about me over here just doing dastardly things like pretending I'm a tree.
You sign on to Max.
Didn't you get thrown out?
I'm back, bitches.
And I'm like, "Think of what Max does and do the opposite. If you want to be a goddess."
And you see, as soon as you say she broke up with him, she flushes red instantly and she turns her face away. She says, "I
Who
I
did
broke
break up with
but-
him, right?
Well, no," she says. "He
You
broke up
kick-
with me."
Oh, I stop talking and walk away.
What did you make fun of your hat? Did he say it was a necklace? And did he ask how you get it stuck to your head? Because that was a pretty viable question, honestly.
I told you,
Sounds to me
hairspray,
like he
lots
was
of it,
trying to-
hairspray.
It sounds to me like he was trying to commit suicide. Deimos.
Right.
So, what is it we do to people who hurt girls again? What is it? Don't you like pound them into another dimension?
We killed it.
I think we're gonna have to kill this dude now for
I
sure.
wouldn't say kill him.
I mean, not
I
only
wink
did
really
he,
slow.
not only did he do like horrible, terrible things according to your niece, but then he did this too on top of it. I think he deserves to die.
Why would breaking up with a girl make so you have to die?
Well, he did bad things first, and then broke up with her after doing bad things to her. Like that's a pretty big dick move, don't you think?
She goes, no, 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 it wasn't like that.
That's not what Arcaydia said. That you
She
said.
said, I know what I said that down there. It's because Arcaydia was listening.
Right, where is he? Is he on this plane?
No, she says, he left me. I have no idea where he is.
Be in a
She
hole
says-
in the ground not too long.
She says, he broke up with me because I was trying to push things too fast. And he said I wasn't ready for it, and he wasn't ready for it.
That totally doesn't
Okay,
sound like
stop
him.
lying to me, mister. So, mister, what
I
you're
don't know,
telling
he
me
just-
is
Go on.
This is too good.
Deimos, he cut out again, Deimos.
I think his mic is like legit cursed because it always cuts out at
Yeah.
the worst times.
At the worst time.
I'll pull in.
I will
pull in.
cast the spell. I'll cast a spell magic on his mic.
She
I'm
says,
hoping that Elwin has, since he has now taken a vow of anti-polygamy. I mean, I'm hoping he has an idea of how this might play out, and so I
hear me now?
needle Elwin over.
Yep.
yes, Deimos.
All right. Actually, I don't know if it's my mic. It looks like I'm checking actually my connection. Sometimes when I'm talking, my the internet part just kind of shits out randomly on that part of Discord.
Oh,
It's real weird.
Huh.
Yeah, so I'm gonna.
You just cut out again.
Oh,
maybe try it on your
Deimos?
phone.
Deimos on Discord, down at the bottom where it shows the voice connected and it has the bars. If you click on the part where it says voice connected, a little window will pop up and that will tell you if there's some kind of issue that Discord itself is detecting.
Yeah, your connection quality.
Yeah. And it will actually change that text in there if it's detecting some kind of disruption along the way.
He just went offline. Okay. So she says, Mishra is there hanging out with you guys, and she says, yeah, so I wanted things to move a little bit faster than they were, and I figured he'd been everywhere and he'd seen everything, and I'm sure he's been with a lot of girls, and I just wanted to know what that was like, and
Insight check.
Are you rolling an insight check?
Yes, I am. But I would have sparked this shit too. That was terrible. Hold on. Nope. I got this. I can still get really, really high. D5 spark. Rolled a 4, so that's 28.
It's 28. All right. So Adis, you're looking at her. I mean, you're kind of taken in. But you're partial to believing her anyway. I mean, she's your goddess.
Yeah.
And you've been devoting yourself to her for a long time now. So yeah, you believe everything she says.
Mister.
What?
Wait, do I get advantage because Deimos is calling bullshit on this?
I'm not calling bullshit on it. I'm just telling her, act
No,
like
you
it.
straight up called her a liar.
I didn't call her a liar.
Yeah, you did. You
Yeah, I
said
called her a
this stop
straight
lying.
fucking liar.
Yeah. So I should get advantage.
What are you saying, Deimos? No, he's gone again. She says, well, so, long story short, When he said no and he dumped me, I got angry and I told Arcaydia all the wrong things, and she banished him, and he ran away to this other plane and almost got eaten by a dragon or something like that. And then he comes back to this world and he's got a whole crew of naked girls with him. And she kind of just sits down on a rock and she says, "And I don't know."
That
Man,
part is true, but
are
I do
you?
have a question. So you're saying that he did not touch you in places without your permission?
No, I wish, but he just
Okay. Oh, Davis, I guess we don't have to kill him then, since that wasn't true. Although we won't be telling Akelia that because then, she'll be mad at Mistra for lying about that. And Mistra, that is a terrible thing to lie about. You're not supposed to make false accusations of sexual assault.
I know, but I was just so embarrassed and mad.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, honestly. If you're trying to get with a guy and he's like, nah, it's not really easy to get a guy.
She looks at you, Deimos, and she says, "So, all that to say, I can't ask Akelia for help."
Don't worry, I'll ask her for you. And I'll use my mind powers to contact Arcaydia. I get you, mister. Deimos is here to help.
In your mind, Deimos, you see your niece's face just materialize, and she says, "Yes, uncle."
Hey, Arcaydia. Long story short, we need to get to the plane up, but Mistress having a problem because apparently false accusations about Max, and I don't know, she wanted to bang him, but he didn't want to. I don't know. But could you come up here really quick? I'm really confused. I'm really stuck on why she has a necklace on her. Why do you have also a necklace on your head? What the fuck is with all these necklaces and goddamn heads?
It's Davis.
I'm so fucking confused right now, guys.
So am I.
I could have sworn necklaces go around the neck. Is someone fucking with me right now?
Not with headgear and that's in fashion.
Deimos.
Shut up.
Deimos, if it's not around the neck, it's not a necklace.
I just, you know what, Arcaydia, I'm so confused right now.
She says, "It's a." Mistress says, "Yeah, we don't even call them necklaces. We call them headlesses."
Necklaces.
Akelia says, "Oh, so Mistra wants help from me now, does she?"
Yeah, after she got turned down from trying to bang Max, and apparently he got in trouble because she lied about it, and now she's all flustered. She can't get to the next realm, and we're just trying to get to the next realm.
Wait, what?
We're trying to get to the next realm. Could you not hear me?
I don't
Yes,
even.
so necklaces go on heads now, and I need to get to the next realm. I understand it.
She says,
I'm cool and hip.
Yes,
yes, uncle. She says, "Hold on. She lied to me?"
No, she didn't lie to you. She just told you that she tried to bang Max, and Max said he wanted to take it slow. So then he got sent to a different plane, and then he came back with ladies, and but he didn't do anything with. I don't know. I'm just confused still about the necklaces on the head things. Can we just talk in person?
Fine. And then a minute goes by, and she materializes right there in front of you, and she says, "Okay, so last time I saw Max,
Yeah.
he had arrived back on my plane.
Yes.
He had brought with him a whole bevy of naked women.
Sure. Yeah. Something like that.
And a very small child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who he was telling the most horrible things to. I have to tell you. And now you're telling me," she looks at Mistra, she says, "that he wasn't at fault?"
Apparently.
Mistra
I
turns
don't know.
red, and she kind of just like slinks. She just kind of scrunches down and is not really talking.
Well, I mean, we were all standing there for the child thing, so that's not really up for debate. Just saying.
Okay, all right. I
Oh,
think
you
we
guys
can
weren't there.
both.
It was Zelona and Brawl and them.
I think we can both agree on something here. Um, uh, that number one, I need to get to the next level, and number two, necklaces can go on the neck and the head now. Compromise. Look,
Of
Deimos
course.
is learning.
She says, but of course. See? Mistress is wearing one as well.
Fuck.
But she blinks for a second and she says, Mistra, you and I need to have a talk, I think. And Mistra, she just glares at you angrily, Deimos.
Why are you mad at me, mister?
Yeah, fine. Hold on me.
Wait, what happened? What? Is it about
Amos,
the head thing?
Amos,
Yeah.
you're an ass.
She says to Kelia, fine. She says, can we... She says, I just want to... I can't even make a portal. I can't even open up a portal to the next plane. And I can't do anything with these stupid powers. I can't... And she goes around. She says, all I can do is make things more colorful. Look it. And she waves her hands around, and all the colors flash all around her. She says, I'm supposed to be the goddess of what is, and I can't make anything be or not be anymore. Achilles said,
What a light show.
Maybe it has to do with what.
It's
Maybe
easy.
it has to do with what. Ugh, I can't talk. Maybe it has to do with what you think is.
Yeah, it's super easy. Like, what is that? Oh, look, it's an open gate so Deimos can go to the next level. Whoa. I'm a
Wait a
genius.
minute. That's actually a thought. What if the god of what is defines what things are? Like we call fire fire because that's what it is. What if that's the power of the god of what is
That
they
makes
define
perfect
what
sense.
things are?
That means that, Mistra, you don't even have to worry about being a guy not liking you. You can just think he does, and then he will.
she says, so, I'm thinking a thought.
Yes.
Let's see. And she focuses really hard. You see her eyebrows furrow a little bit, and she's thinking really hard. And she says, okay. Deimos, what is this?
Yes.
And she points at the thing on her head.
That's a goddamn necklace.
She goes, shit, it didn't work. And she closes her eyes and she focuses again really hard. And she looks at you. Deimos! She points at
Yes.
it. What is this?
That's a head necklace.
She smiles big. She says, it worked! It
Holy
worked!
shit. Oh gosh. Maybe
says-
Deimos has powers too.
She says, it worked, and she gets up and down, and she points, she points at a rock, and she says, that is a ball of that's a hard ball, and she points at a tree, and she says, that is a grow thingy, and then she
Holy
points at the
shit.
she
She's a genius. She might be almost as smart as Deimos.
I pull out my dictionary, Midas,
uh-huh.
that I just happen to have, and I go to Boulder and see what it says. If I go into it and see if there's actually Boulder or rock anymore, and I go and see where if the definition of it's changed, and for tree if the definition of a tree has changed.
So roll. Let's see. What would this be? This would be investigation. Investigation check. Yeah, it's all completely changed.
Sweet.
Hard boulder is not under there. It's under a hard ball now, and trees are under grow thingy.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah.
I whisper, oh no.
What is that? Oh, it's an open gate.
And she says,
I look at Mistra and I point at Deimos and say, "What is that?"
Deimos.
Portal!
she says she's pointing around renaming things, and then she focuses real hard, and you can see in the trees, right, in the trees, on the wood, on the bark of a tree, it moves around a bit and it forms the picture of Max,
Oh
right? A
no!
picture of Max, right? So, she points at the picture and she says, and he is a douche face.
Do you have to rename the character sheet now?
I'm doing it right now.
Oh, that's what his race is. His race is not douche face.
He is Mr. Doucheface.
Mr. Doucheface.
and then she points at the sky, and you see a cloud in the sky, right? And she focuses, and she looks all around you, and all around all the people who've been supporting her, the angels and Vouchy and his people. And Arcaydia nods her head, and she looks at you, Adis, and her most devoted worshiper, right? And she looks up at the cloud in the sky, and she says, "And that is a gateway to Arcaydia." And the cloud in the sky shifts and tears apart, and you see a blazing red portal, centered right there in the sky, burning with heat.
There you go, Demos.
Arcaydia, you can go back to Elysium. I actually fixed the problem here myself.
Arcaydia says, "I see that. I'm glad that you've gained your confidence, and I've learned a bit about how your powers work. Please don't go recategorizing everything. We should probably have a conversation about this. But darling, it's good to see you. Please normalize." Mishra says, "Yes, ma'am," and she nods her head. "Thank you." She says, "Do come down and visit sometime. Perhaps later today we can have some sweets and talk about relationships." And Mishra kind of like nods her head a little bit, very very slightly. And Arcaydia vanishes. Okay, the portal to Arcaydia is open, and Mishra has figured out a little bit about her powers.
I have a question out of character, Midas.
Yeah.
Did her powers only turn out to work this way because I rolled a 1? Or,
No,
or was
the
that
one
actually right?
the one is whether you believed how much you believed it. So you see in the dictionary all those things. You're not sure if everyone else does.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, she opened a fucking portal, so I believe
Yeah, she
even
did.
more now.
she opened a portal for her.
She or the Deimos. We'll never know.
Well, for Deimos.
We'll never know.
You will never know, Davis.
Alright, I jump into that sun thingy she made.
Okay. Actually, you got to fly up to it. It's in the sky.
Yeah, I do. I jump really high.
He
All right,
does have that
you leap up
ability.
into the air. The rest of you take off, and you guys fly up there.
Before we leave, I'll tell Mr. I'm like, well, I do agree with Deimos that, if you don't need to, you shouldn't ask for help. In this particular rare circumstance, it's not terrible to, lean on Arcaydia if you have questions, because you're both, new at this. And so if you help each other out, you'll be good friends forever. Wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing.
She looks at you. She says, "Yeah, you're right." She says, "Do you think Max will ever talk to me again?"
Who's Max?
Oh, that's
You're
right,
already
Mr.
jumping through the
Doucheface. Do you think
portal.
Mr. Doucheface will ever talk to me again?
Probably not.
I mean,
Just joking. You're a guy, you can pretty much do whatever you want.
She goes,
unless you want to take the only issue that you might run into, Mr. is unless you take some extraordinary measure, his lifespan's like a blink of the eye for you. You know what I mean?
Just
So
make
that's
him
something
immortal.
that's something worth considering. As to whether he'll talk to you again, I think that wholly will depend on if Arcaydia ever lets him back into the heaven.
She says,
So maybe
So
talk to
maybe-
her about it.
maybe I shouldn't make him an everlasting douche face?
Maybe just for a little bit to punish him for being a douche face.
Okay.
Take care.
She nods and she as you leave, she turns. She says, "Oh, here." She picks up a rock, right? She hands it to you, and she says, "And this," she says, "is a node of power. My power."
Thank you.
And it starts flashing brilliant light, and she puts it in your hand. Ha! It worked.
Sweet. Thank you.
And then she
I'll put it in my bag.
Okay. And then you guys
I'll
all
fly up.
fly up into the portal. All right.
I will go through the portal on my carpet since we're going into a place that doesn't have a floor. So I don't have to waste a spell slot until we know what it's like
Okay.
on the other side.
All right.
Unless the portal's big enough to just fly our new ship through.
Yeah, you can fly through in the ship.
You want to do that, Renly?
Sure.
It's your boat. You're the captain.
I'm the captain. I'm the captain now.
Well, you're the one that acquired it, so that by
Ivy!
default makes you the captain.
Wait, High Tide? High Sea? What was the name of it?
Nothing happens. You say all those things, nothing happens.
Elwyn!
It's Highwind, I believe.
High Wind?
It pops
Yeah,
open and it bursts
Oh.
into your boat pops out of your bag and boom, it's a full-blown flying boat.
I check my bag.
Your bag's fine. That's,
Oh,
one of the flaps might
yay!
have gotten torn. One of the flaps got torn in the process.
Oh god.
I'll mend it
But
for
everything
her.
is intact.
It's not a
Everything else is in
magic
there.
bag.
Right, onward, Sesame, to a new land where we can get punched and almost die all the time again.
No, we already killed the bad guy here. Remember, Deimos? You ripped
Yeah,
his head
there's
off.
probably more now.
Nah. We've already gotten the word that there's not much there. We just gotta open the gate to the next place, find a new god to sit on the throne there, and then we're good to go.
That's what they
This
say
is-
every time.
Well, I mean, we did, it has been a few months since we dragged the boss of this realm down and you curb stomped him into the ground, so.
Alright, what's in the new place? Jumping in our boat.
All right.
You're the
guys-
captain, Renly.
Alright,
Yeah.
everyone on.
How's this boat work, Renly?
Just hop on, people. I have
Do-
no
do-
idea.
I know, that's why I'm putting you on the spot.
We are going to get
Alright.
on that boat. I'm going to point forward and be like, go! Giddy up!
All right. So Renly,
So it's a horse boat?
make a Renly, make a an arcane check.
I have a +3 on this.
Okay.
Can I assist her
The-
since I have
Sure.
arcane as a skill?
Sure.
Alright.
Sure.
Roll
Advantage,
a
Renly.
D20, Renly.
Roll another d20. Renly.
Nice.
Ooh. Okay.
I methodically and deceptively steer her the right direction, so it's all her idea.
And the boat absolutely responds to your commands, Renly. It lifts up and it flies up towards the red portal. As you get closer, you feel a burst of hot air and wind emanating from the portal. You see that it's not that the portal is red, it's that the place on the other side is red.
I
pass
swear
through.
it'll burn up.
Wait a minute.
Yeah?
It doesn't look a familiar red, does it, as we're in the last second of passing through the portal, does it?
No.
Okay, good.
Let's
'Cause I
go.
was hoping, I thought maybe Deimos had opened a portal to hell on accident.
Fuck yeah.
That would be
No, no,
hilarious.
no, no. You are in Arcadia. Okay, so as you enter Arcadia, you see an endless sky. There's no ground below you. There is just an endless sky. All around there's vast nothingness, a vast expanse of nothingness, air. There down here where you are, and it's all red. The sky is red. You look down below you, and it gets even redder. Like where you are, it's kind of like um, a mild kind of red. Down below you, it's even more. It's full on crimson down below you. The sky below you. You look up above you, and it gets more yellowish the higher you look up. Okay. Um, there's no land whatsoever. Down here, there's no clouds. Okay. There is what you see off in the distance, debris in the air, just flowing around in the air. So, like, let's picture here, right? No birds though, and no ground. All those things on the ground are debris that's flying, chunks of rock and broken buildings off in the distance, all floating around in the air, and they look like they're falling, but occasionally they'd be lifted back up higher and blown off to the side and blown all over the place, and then fall again and be lifted up again.
I'd like to check something.
Okay.
Just on the deck of the boat, I just want to like hop like a foot, or like 3 or 4 inches. Do I fall right back down on the deck?
Yes,
Okay.
there is
Just
gravity
testing
here.
to see if there. Okay.
All right. So you don't see anything else off in the distance. You see this wreckage, the debris of this citadel, like in the picture. But that's all you guys see around, as far as your eyes can reveal.
Is there a moon in the skyscape?
Off, yeah, yeah.
Cool. Is it a familiar man?
No,
Okay.
it's a completely different look, and it's massive. It's massive in the sky. It's the only heavenly body that you can see. There's no sun.
Renly, I whisper, I suggest maybe we go over there. Captain.
Sure, onwards, and I point.
Ooh, I would like to use some magic, like say like a 5th level spell slot, because there's like spells for this, and just for Renly, I'd like to conjure up a illusionary crew to man the ship for her, so she could really feel like a captain.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
that they can really do anything, but for aesthetic.
Yeah, totally. So you you got a crew going around, and they're all following orders. They're pulling on ropes, and they're raising sails and all that stuff. Renly, you taking a spot at the near the prow of the ship, right? And you're just pointing off grandly towards the horizon, and the ship just surges off in that direction. And the ship is
Like to
fast.
point out-
It's cutting through the air. Down here at this level, you can see the ship. The air is hot. It's swelteringly hot, and the ship is just brimming with power and with speed, because the air draws energy off of the ambient heat in the air. The ship draws energy off that. So you're blazing off at a pace easily as fast as Salome could carry you across in your snowflake form. You're just blitzing across the sky. And you make it to this flying debris, and you see that these rocks and these what used to be buildings were quite large, and you're flying through this debris field that's being blown about in the air. As you get close to it, you get hit by this huge current of air that goes upward, right? And it's everything you can do, Renly, to not let the ship get blown away by this current of air. You gather that around here there are huge updrafts on the heat below. hot air as it rises just bursts upwards, and you see all this wreckage, the falling debris. As you get closer, you see that's rocks and pieces of building and the foundation of what this floating citadel was. It's all shattered, completely shattered, and mixed amongst them are corpses, thousands and thousands of corpses. And as you inspect them, you see angels, you see demons, all kinds of armor and weapons and stuff. And it's all holding together in this. It's not connected, but they're all floating together through the air. As gravity pulls them down, currents will blow the thing side to side, and occasionally they'll hit a huge updraft, and they'll be rocketed back higher into the sky. And then they'll fall back down again once the current is no longer strong enough to propel them upwards. As you're looking around, you realize that things can fall infinitely here, and the currents will keep sending them upwards again. There is no ground below for them to hit ground, but that's how things are staying up in the air, is these up currents that keep shooting things back up as they grow once they get to the hot area.
What are we gonna do,
Any of you
Captain?
guys? Yeah, what do you want to do, Renly?
You picked
I'm
a
looking
perfect
towards
picture,
everyone
Linus.
else. What direction are we supposed to go in, people?
Toward the big broken island.
You're
That's
the
where you
captain.
ordered
You get
us.
there.
That's where you ordered us to
Sure.
go.
I mean,
But I was asking, what are we
directly.
doing about these updrafts? Do we go around it, go under it, go over it, go through it?
You don't see them. I mean, you hit them and they blast. It's everything you can
Oh,
to keep from being blown away.
oh, gotcha.
Yeah, you can't really see them. I mean, you guys can try to learn how to read the updrafts, but you're not quite sure. Renly, as you get closer to this wreckage, a particular stream, a really violent updraft, hits the boat. Go ahead and make a. What would this be? Is there a driving check?
Yeah, no, that's actually a skill. But the the stat you would use for it would be determined by the mechanism of control. So like with like a riding a horse, it's or doing a boat, I think like steering a boat is like a sailing ship is like a strength because you're like
Yeah.
turning the wheel and stuff.
Well,
So I
as it
guess it'd be
hits,
up
I'm
to
going
you
to
what
yell, "Go with the flow!"
Okay.
At the bottom of the ship. Like,
Okay.
ride with
Okay.
the current.
All right, Renly. So the ship angles with the current, and you hit a particularly violent upstream, and you rocket higher, and your ship is blazing upwards, as fast as it would be able to propel itself forward. You're rising through the air, and you guys are rising for a long time. This particular stream is quite violent, and as you rise higher, you see that the sky around you changes color. Right now, it's more of a yellowish. Okay, and you look down, and you realize that you can see the red below you. You're in this yellow area now, and up above you, the sky actually is turning more green.
Oh my god, it's the color's going colder, but that means that it's hotter. And I am going to summon Sindris, and I'm like, Sindris, we need to get to that island. See if you can spy a draft of hot air that could lead us there.
I
Okay.
could help with that a little
Um.
if you want me to try too, really.
Sure.
So
I
you guys got
will.
caught by this. The island is far below you, Renly. It's basically out of sight now. So far below you. But as you guys are being thrown upwards, you see you're traveling up through Arcaydia. So let me
We
check
just went
here.
up 1,000. We just went up like 1,000 floors.
Yeah, pretty much. So let me. Okay, so right, if this is Arcaydia, and You guys entered right around here, right? The first layer, or the different layers are, right? The lowest layer is the, what's that call it? The crimson layer, right? Where everything is red. Then the next layer is yellowish, so it's the ochre layer. And everything, as you, the higher you get, the cooler things get. The cooler the air gets. The lower you get, the hotter it is, right? So the updrafts come from down below. They blast you upwards, and then as they cool off, the air stops moving so quickly.
Oh, so it's actually cooler up.
It's cooler up. It's hot down below. So it goes crimson at the bottom, ochre. Then the green one is the verdant layer, and the very top one is the azure layer. Okay, and that's blue. And you guys haven't even seen that yet. This whole thing is massive. This is many planes tall. It's longer. Like Arcaydia is the tallest of all the planes on Mount Celestia. So you guys have to travel quite far to get to the top.
All right.
And
Before
as you
we
guys
go to
travel upwards, go on.
Before we go to the top, we might want to make sure there's nothing down here we need to do first, though.
Yeah, and I'm kind of going to like touch High Wind and go, "Hey, baby. Which color do you like a lot? And by color, I mean which heat level and velocity do you feel comfy with that you don't feel like you're going to fall apart in? Was red okay? Do you prefer yellow? Would you like it a bit cooler?" And I'm hoping it'll just give me some happy vibes one way or the other as I see the colors.
So high wind draws energy from heat in the air around you. So down below it was quite fast. The higher you get, the slower it gets. The slower
But
your
was
vehicle
it
gets.
was it too energized down below to the point where it'll fall apart? Like, was it too much for it?
It was pretty shaky. It was like hyped up. It was like on speed, you know. So it was definitely shaking and rattling all over the place.
Right. So
Here
it
it's
sounds
pretty
like
chill. Here's pretty good in the yellow zone.
okay. So perhaps we might want to do a small little roller coaster to the island, and then after that maybe head on up to this ochre yellow color and with occasional bursts of red, to speed our way.
If it hurts the ship, we could fly over and then do a free fall down to the island. It's not like we can't fly. And then Elwin's seen the island. If we can get the ship to a
So
safe place, Elwin can just teleport us to the island.
True that.
The island is far below you, right? But as you guys have rocketed up from the red to the yellow area, you've seen quite a few other of these wrecked citadels. Off in the distance, some a little bit closer, some a little bit further. You can tell that they are remnants of whatever infrastructure was in place here before the war hit. But now they are completely destroyed. They're literally just flying debris, and along with every one of them are many thousands of corpses.
Do any of the citadels stand out from the rest that we've seen in our,
So far, no. They're literally broken buildings and debris. There's not much solid, and they're all being blown around in the wind. So there wouldn't be a ton solid. You could land on the rocks and stuff if you really wanted to go and try to find something, but you don't know how stable it would be.
But nothing looks so. It looks more like the like a residential or market district as part of a city blown to pieces floating around. It doesn't look like some big palace or temples or shit like that.
If there were, they're all broken. You see spires, you see columns and pillars and that kind of stuff, but there's no intact buildings really.
Okay, what we're looking for would probably still be intact.
So we'll just keep moving, and then if we see something more cohesive, we might stop by.
Okay.
We'll keep an eye out for anything good.
Okay. So you guys keep going upwards?
Who was the god of this plane? Who was the god of this plane?
Eldath.
Do we have
Eldath.
confirmation?
Eldath was the greater
Eldath.
goddess of peace.
Do we have confirmation that this god has departed the world?
You would know. You guys would know for sure that Eldath died quite a while ago.
Could I roll a religions check to see if I know the names of any of the beings of her court, if you will? Because I don't remember what the word is for their archangels and shit.
Yeah. Go ahead, check. Eldath, as a goddess of peace, held a court that was very eclectic. She only had she did not maintain a large retinue of her own creatures, but instead she invited representatives and people from all other courts. So she did have a couple. You remember that the most prominent one being named was probably the foremost archangel of Eldath. But other than that, not much. But you do know that she had her court was open to all representatives, and including controversially to even beings from the abyss and from hell. She invited them, and she as long as they were peaceful, they
So
behaved
she was
peacefully.
kind of like Divinity's version of Switzerland.
Yes.
All right. I will throw out a sending spell to pass fix. Be like, "What's up, dude? Dude S, are you still alive?"
Okay. You send it. You don't hear any response.
Okay.
Great. Deimos is a way better option than that way.
What's up?
I'm
I'm
gonna
all
close
ears,
my
brother.
eyes and I'm gonna
Okay.
flex really hard.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna find what my muscles wanna fight. Or what they think could be tough. Which way is my muscle
Roll a perception check.
Giving guidance, Renly.
Yes, guidance too, but sure.
net guidance?
You both got it. Can you double guidance?
We can now.
Whichever one is higher is the one that goes.
I guess if you had two
Yeah,
people who could cast
it's
guidance.
what it would be. The first check would be if they both cast it at the same level. It'd be whoever's roll is higher. If one of them cast it at a higher level, it'd be the person.
Sure, I casted a higher level cantrip. Boom.
Oh, is that a
Problem
cantrip?
solved.
Yeah, guidance is a
Nope.
cantrip.
Then it
Freaking
would
genius.
just go to whoever
We
rolled
broke
the
the
highest.
game, guys.
I wonder if it says you can't have more than one guidance at the same time.
Wait, well, you can. They just don't stack. Like you can't. It's the way
Yeah.
it would act by the rules. The way it would work is whoever cast it first, or whoever cast the guidance the second time, theirs would go for the first roll Deimos Road, and then the second guidance that was cast on him would go for the next roll, since it's a one roll thing.
Will work.
Mine
Gotcha.
is however you want it to work.
I'm just curious. All right. So Deimos, you flex and you're looking. You're trying to sense out into this infinite sky, and like words can't describe how vast this is. It's actually quite disorienting. You guys can feel yourselves moving. You can feel the wind and the shifting currents, and you can gauge your positioning by the rubble that's all around you. Some of the rubble is traveling with you. But off in the distance, you see rubble caught in different currents, moving around different patterns and waves and that kind of stuff. But it's kind of disorienting because you can't tell how fast you're moving, because everything else around you is moving at different speeds, and there's no landmarks, there's no fixed points, except the moon in the sky.
Oh. Great.
The
So
there is a moon in this world, yeah.
it's
Deimos,
not a moon. It's not a moon, Deimos. Deimos. It's
it's a
not a
space
moon.
station.
It's not a
You,
moon. It is. Have you ever heard of the Death Star? That's what it is. It's not a moon.
you guys keep moving higher, and you pass into the verdant plane. By now, at this point, you've been traveling. You've been traveling a while, most of a day. You guys are seeing different scenery around you because up here in the verdant plane, you're actually starting to see clouds. And these clouds, they seem, they're like the big fluffy kind. And every once in a while, you see rocks and corpses caught within clouds, and it looks almost like these clouds might be solid enough to interact with, but you're not sure because they're off in the distance that you see them here in the verdant plane.
It's fine, Deimos.
Was fine.
You found the
Deimos,
clouds.
Deimos, you suddenly, in your heightened state, flexing and sensing and trying to look and observe, you feel a bit of a tingle. Like, okay, there might be something. There might be something in the back of your neck. You feel a little bit of a tingle.
Flex
then-
harder while working out.
And then that little tingle in the back of your neck suddenly feels like this searing pain.
Yeah, the pain's good. It's just weakness leaving the body, said some loser at some point. So there's only one thing to do in this situation.
Flex hard.
Flex harder.
You flex your neck really hard. It becomes like a rock, right? And as you do that, the muscles become engorged with blood as they tighten up. And all of a sudden, you feel multiple points of pain all along your neck and your back and your head. And it's some of the most incredible pain that you've ever felt in your life.
Holy shit, there must be so much weakness leaving Deimos' body. I'm a genius, guys. It's like acupuncture, or whatever that is.
Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
What's happening?
You're making a Constitution saving
pain.
throw.
All right, Deimos, you keep from dropping to your knees because of all this pain, but you can feel now your body growing numb.
What the fuck?
So the rest of you guys, you see Deimos like spasming, just sitting there and just like twitching out. He almost falls, but he doesn't fall down completely.
Deimos, you okay, buddy?
I feel like I'm in pain from stuff everywhere.
It's all over your
maybe-
back and your head and your
My back
shoulders
and my
now.
head and my shoulders. Is there something on me that I can't see?
I look on his back and his neck. Is there something up with him?
Can you guys? Let's see. How close are you looking?
Oh, I'll walk up to him and look.
All right, so you walk up, and I mean, there's no creature behind him. There's nothing really hitting him or anything like that. Go ahead and make a an investigation check. Yeah,
just because this seems important, I will spark it with a D3. So 54.
Okay, so Adis, you walk up, and it's a good thing you sparked it because you walk up and you see nothing, right?
Oh,
But
God.
then you focus a little bit, and you summon your awakened mind, and you open your eyes, and your eyes are burning with blue light. And as you do, again, you see into the reality of what the world consists of, and you see all over Deimos' back and his head and his shoulders dozens and dozens of little white spots.
Like spots on the skin or like creature type spots?
You getting closer to see?
Sure.
You lean in closer and you realize that these spots are moving around on him.
I engulf him in flames without hurting him.
Oh, your flame.
They might like flames.
They may, but we're about to find out. Because I can engulf him in fire without hurting him.
You engulf him in fire. The creatures.
And I yell out that there's like bugs or some shit all over Deimos.
All right. So Renly, do you do anything? Deimos, do you do anything?
I try to
Yes.
talk to the things.
Deimos has a brilliant idea. They're trying to suck Deimos' blood. So Deimos is gonna flex inward to pull their blood out.
Ooh, that's good.
Idiots.
Renly, what are you doing?
I'm trying to talk to whatever's on them.
They're little parasites.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, hey, do you have to be on my companion? Are you hungry? Do you need particular food? What do you like?
Adis, as you burst, you blitz them with fire. You see them break off of him, and they begin to move rapidly in the air in like a swarm. All right, you see dozens and dozens of them now, more as hundreds of them, thousands of them as they swarm all around you, filling the air around you. These little white
They like the heat or something.
creatures.
Oh no!
Okay,
No.
and then Adis, the handful of them, there's a few dozen, probably about 30 of them. That were actually on Deimos. One of them flies up and slams into you.
I'm gonna head out, guys. I can't stay up.
All right,
I'm
right.
like,
Yeah, we're about done.
Yeah. All right. I'll talk to you guys next week.
See ya.
All right, take care.
Wait, this thing has
So
my
Adis-
punches?
It slams
Holy
into you,
shit, dicks.
and your face gets smashed backwards, and you rocket back into the back of the boat.
Like this little. So what, in comparison to us, how big are they?
Oh, minuscule, almost microscopic. Like you might be able to see them with a naked eye, if you were close.
Okay.
So we're just fighting microscopic
So
Tourette's.
Renly, all you see is me light up Deimos, say some shit, and then I just go fly into the air because she probably can't see it.
Yep. You guys can't actually see them. Adis, you're looking at them with your awakened eyes, so you can see them floating in the air around you. But that's that. Okay, so
Okay, so we have no idea.
Well, I said what they are.
Okay, I will just use speech.
So you know
and-
that we're
yeah.
under attack. They're little demon bugs.
Okay. So Adis, you slam down to the ground. You blink a little bit. You look up, and you see that all over your arms, right? There's these little creatures attached to you now.
Oh hell no!
All right. So guys. This is where we're gonna end it for tonight. These mosquitoes, they are, well, they're something else.
Oh God.
Oh, great.
All right, sweet. Well, I'll be back to being normally. I just switched my schedule, so I was a little bit tired for this one, but I'll be back to being good and have a new headset by then. So
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Is Ellen all right?
Eh?
Is Ellen all right?
Oh, I think he's just tired.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
probably pretty late, but well, we'll figure it out. All right. Have a
Alright.
good night, guys. See you next
See you
week.
guys.
Well, no.
And
The
where is the
reason
calamine lotion when we need it?
the
Yeah.
reason I asked is he seemed really out of it the whole session today. That's all.
Could be
all
on
I
his
was
pain
wondering.
drugs. He's got that on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Didn't he have to go get another like
Yeah, I think so.
adjustment or something? That sucks.